Hello everybody, welcome to another Xancast, and this is what I believe to be the 21st episode of the Xancast. Yes, the Xancast, we're here. Originally today, I was just going to talk about unused Xanzone ideas, but I have a little bit of something that I got to add on to the beginning. Alright? And that little bit of something is Edge's return. Edge has returned. And if you don't know what I mean, he's a wrestler. I mean, on this podcast, I used to talk about wrestling, on every single one. I've done that for a while because I try and change the formatting of the podcast a bit. But, Edge has returned. Edge has returned to WWE. He was in the Royal Rumble. He got 3 eliminations. And he has signed a 3-year contract. And he will be doing 5 matches a year. So, he's already done 1. He did the Rumble. He's going to have 1 against Orton, probably at WrestleMania. And he has these other 3. Now, things I love to see from Edge is I love to see another world title run. And then, I really want to see Rated RKO. Those are the 2 things. I want to see Rated RKO have the tag titles, and I wanted to see Edge get another world title run. But, Rated RKO thing might not happen. So maybe you can bring back Christian. Bring Christian back. Have Edge and Christian be tag champions again. It's something you could potentially do, but it's not. It's probably not something that will be done. So, it is what it is. But let's get to the actual stuff. The actual juice, the actual thing that I was going to mainly talk about on this podcast today, and that is unused Xanzone ideas. So I touched on it just a little bit in the last podcast I did on my my old channel, Xanzone, the one that I have retired. I touched on it just a bit of some ideas I was going to do. And I mentioned that how one of them was Seed of Jeff, and I might do it, I might not. Well, I have done Seed of Jeff, and everybody seemed to like it. Well, something I have not done is the Jeff finale. What does Jeff do in the end? Does Jeff finally complete his goal of killing me? And that's something that was never explored on the channel at all. And it's just something we gotta watch out for. I mean, it's not something I did yet, but it's something I could have done. And I didn't do it. But basically how the story was going to be for the finale is Jeff is just going to be walking through, and he's basically going to be hiding out of my house and just watching me do normal house things or whatever. And then we're supposed to get into a fight. That's what was supposed to happen. That is how it was supposed to go. That is what was going to be the thing. And yeah, that's how it was gonna be. Basically, just a home invasion thing. You see Jeff just trying to get in, but Jeff clearly cannot. And that is what the beauty of it was supposed to be. You're supposed to feel like me, who is the protagonist, is just in danger by Jeff. Alright, I'm going to tell you some other things that did not get done. Or see, I don't know whether to call it Xanzone unused ideas or what. I guess I could call it unused videos or something. Or videos that didn't happen, but were gonna happen. Something like that. A Hades Crayon origin story, because Hades Crayon is a very impactful character. He's like the head, he's like the leader of all the people who hate me. And I think that's a really, really important thing. That Hades Crown is just like the head, the leader of everybody who hates me. It's kind of like how the Sith works. In Star Wars, there's like the rule of 2s. Now, this was not intentional, this is just kind of what happened. And I realized this a few days before recording this. It was kind of like the rule of 2s all along, because Hades' underling was Xanzone, but then Xanzone was killed. So then Hades' underling was Jeff the plant. And so it's a really interesting thing. I mean, you can ask about what Smith Lee is doing there, but Smith Lee isn't really like the underling, It's like when Darth Maul came back in Clone Wars. Again, you have to watch Star Wars to understand these references. It's like when Darth Maul came back in Clone Wars. He wasn't really a Sith. He wasn't part of them, but he was just kind of there. I still use the red lightsaber. He's really just a dark force user. But again, that's really what it was. And Smith Lee is just a human character. Yeah, that's all Smith Lee is. So he's not like Jeff, who, I mean, yeah, he's in a human form now, but he's not necessarily human. Like he's still like 80% plant. Which is the thing, because I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not, but human Jeff is a lot weaker than plant Jeff. Like, because Jeff was double crossed, and then he had a shot put in him when he was on an airplane, and it started transforming him into a human. And again, when that happened, it put Jeff's power down about 20%. See, I never really got behind the reasoning of why this was done, but I was thinking, hey, maybe if Jeff was to kill me, Jeff could have this redemption arc of trying to get that Hades crown and or then get at the system. But that did not happen. That is not a thing that happened. Like at all. Because Hades crown is a pretty powerful man. He killed the King of Stuff, which I don't know if I've confirmed yet at all, but that is what happened. I don't know, I hope I would have confirmed it by now, but yeah. Hades' crown is the one who killed King of Stuff, because obviously he was lit on fire and there were burn marks, so who else would it be, right? Yeah. So another video that was planned but did not happen was the Workplace Christmas special. Now, the Workplace is a parody of The Office, obviously. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people thought it was great. So what my plan was I was going to have my version of Dwight be the main character of it. And he's going to have a little more time to be on there. And I was going to have my own version of Kevin. Because I did Jim, Pam, Michael, and Dwight. I think those are just all the ones I did. And then for the first one, and then for the Christmas special, I was going to bring in my version of Kevin. And yeah, then that would have made things a little bit different. But again, I didn't do it. I'm not entirely sure what a plot was, because I didn't like really think about it that much. And I would have started writing a script like the first week of December, but again, I quit in November, and I knew I was quitting since like the second week in November, and I quit like the last couple of days. So yeah, that script never got made. I never made that script. I never did what I wanted to do with it and whatever. But yeah, that it really is what it is. It really is. Okay, so I'm trying to think of other videos I planned. I mean, gaming videos aside, yeah, I wanted to do like about 3 more of each one originally, but like we don't need to like get into that, obviously. I'm gonna do more Zan's Comic Corner, but specifically I'm trying to talk about like the the scripted stuff is what I'm trying to think of, because I had this other plan for something, but I just cannot think of what it was for some reason. I really can't think of what it was. I have no idea what it was, like legit. Like I'm been trying to think about it for the past few days, and I cannot manage to remember what it is. I don't know why. Like I really, really don't. And it is like it's like a problem. Like I want to know what it is, but I can't figure it out. You know, you gotta hate to see that. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna figure this out. I will figure this out. So anyway, yeah. Oh, okay. I think I had an idea what it was. Let me just make sure I haven't already done it. Okay. Oh, okay. I know another one anyway. Okay, so I have two. Here's the first one. So I made a Friday the 13th video game video, and at the end it showed Dead Zone. Now, if you get the timelines of the absolute Dead Zone series, he dies far before that. Now, yeah, he does die far before that, but you know, you have to know why. You have to know the reasoning. When Dead Zone died, there was automatically already a clone that was in a pod, and it came out just in case Dead Zone died. So there are two Dead Zones, and nobody knows about this Dead Zone being alive. He appeared in one Xanzone video, and there's only one of these Dead Zone clones that exist, and there won't be any more. So, like, yeah, Dead Zone is still technically out there, but it's not the original one. It's not the one that grew up also as me. It's the one that started around the same age as I was. So, yeah, you know, Dead Zone's still out there. Okay, and so that again would be a whole video in itself, like a modern Dead Zone. You know, somebody who he doesn't have the past experience of what he's done. You know, he doesn't have the character of what he's done. So I'm gonna tell you like the last major video I remember. Okay, so it was supposed to be how to explain this? I forgot again. I forgot what it was again, because of course I did. My God, now I gotta look at my channel again. No, I don't know. I really can't remember. Dang. Why can't I remember anything? Like, it's pretty bad. I don't know. Okay, I remember what it was now. I had this plan for a skit. You know how I did the friend who doesn't know anything about football, whatever it's called. About was. Well, the friend that didn't know anything about football was wearing a Star Wars shirt, so I was thinking I'd do a reverse of that, and that friend that doesn't know anything about Star Wars, and that was gonna be a video. That was definitely gonna be a thing. It's the actual title of that video called. Yeah, it's called That Friend Who Doesn't Understand Football. That was a really good skit. A lot of people I know happen to like it. So I was going to do the opposite, because the friend that didn't know about football was wearing a Star Wars shirt. So I was going to have that friend who doesn't understand Star Wars. And I thought, alright, you know, that could be something cool that we could see. But, you know, yeah, that didn't happen. Would it still be a good video? Yeah, it would be. Did it happen? Nope. And this isn't like the in-person skit stuff or scripted stuff like I said I was going to all be talking about, but I did have plans to do Cards Against Humanity video. Like, not like a whole series, maybe just one video. Or, you know, maybe two. Maybe we could get on two out of it. But, you know, that was a plan. It was a plan that just did not at all come together. A lot of my plans don't come together. But, you know, that's quite a bit of videos that I had that I was planning to do but didn't actually do. And I'm sure there's several more, but my memory, again, is not great at all. So I do not remember that. I don't remember, like, what I planned on doing. Yeah. So with our remaining time, I'm going to give some character biographies of several of the characters, just to explain a little more of the background of who they are. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Pajama Headed Man. Pajama Headed Man comes from a family that just has a rare mutation where they have two sets of legs at the bottom and at the top, and they just wear pajamas as clothing on their head because, again, they have legs. Seeing bare legs is kind of weird, so they wear pajama pants. Yeah. How they see, they don't physically have eyes that you can see, but they can still see. It's kind of weird. So Pajama Headed Man is a few years older than me. Pajama Headed Man was born in 1999. And he is a professional wrestler. That is what he does. So Pajama Headed Man is just a bit older than I am. He is one of the younger characters. Okay, so let's throw some more background out there. Okay, so what was the evil doctor's name? I gotta remember my own video now. Okay, first I'm gonna give some background to my man Ran Ranson. So Ran Ranson had a son, obviously. I think I said it was Dan Danson or something. I don't know. Was it Dan Danson? No, it was Dan Ranson. Why did I say Dan Danson? Whatever. So Ran Ranson had a son. He had a family. He had a whole big family. And they all lived in one house. It kind of like a Full House situation. He had a kid. His sister, his best friend lived there. And occasionally his dad came and his uncle and his aunt, and they walked in. Yeah, so it'd be like a whole kind of sitcom thing. That's the video I was actually talking about. I completely forgot. I was gonna do a Ran Ranson 3-part sitcom thing, and that would have been cool. Okay, that's what I was gonna talk about. But yeah, that's Ran Ranson, and Ran Ranson was born in 1989, so that would make Ran Ranson the oldest confirmed character so far until I talk about Hades Crayon. Now, Hades Crayon is the devil. Well, he is the true new devil because Hades Crayon killed Lucifer. So he killed the actual devil, taking his title, taking his place. Now, Hades Crayon was born in 1898. That is when Hades Crayon was born. And in the year 1905, he killed Lucifer, becoming the new devil. So he wasn't even that old when he did that. So again, Hades Crayon has been around a while. Now, here is the real catcher. Okay? Here's the big thing. Here's the big reveal that Hades Crayon has not been said before. Hades Crayon was not always a crayon. He actually started off as a human with a wax arm, and the wax arm just started spreading because it wasn't actual wax, it was some type of alien thing, and it just compressed him and turned him into a crayon. However, turning him into a crayon gave him power and manipulation over fire, and all this stuff that has never been really said or explained before. And Hades Crayon. Yeah, Hades Crayon was again originally part human until about the 1950s, when there was a big switch, and then he turned into the Crayon officially. Again, as I said, he's born in 1898. 1905, he killed Lucifer, became the new Lucifer, or Hades as he dubbed himself, because sometimes people call him Lucifer, sometimes people call him Hades, and Hades' crown name was Hades, so, and the one before him was named Lucifer. Okay, now we got all that out of the way. So yeah, Hades' crown, 1950s, he becomes the actual Crayon. He gets the fire powers. He's able to use them. he takes control of the underworld, and then he gets his first protege eventually in the 90s. And his first protege is Alan. Alan from Evil Labs. Now, Alan is a very interesting character himself. Alan is just kind of this evil man, but he's also really, really smart, and he just has this real dark side to him. If you saw Seed of Jeff, he killed multiple of his workers just to get ahead, just to survive. Yeah, Alan's not that good of a person, but he was like the first underling of Hades' crown. So yeah, Hades' crown was just like always by himself all these years. He decided, I need some type of underling or something to get me going here. Okay? And yeah, eventually Alan dies, and I'm not going to tell you how Alan dies, just because. Okay, let's get on to another character here. Let's get on. I was going to say get on to me, but you already know me. Okay. Well, you already know Brute the Death story. Brute the Death, he was just a normal kid, and he had a rock thrown at the back of his head, gave him a brain injury. He could not speak anymore, and then he had this blue head cage put on, and then he could suddenly make noises, and that's how he communicated. But eventually, he had his throat slit by Jeff the Plant, and then he was killed. So that is what happened. Also, Brute the Death had his toe cut off, and he is 8 years older than I am. Remember, 8? Yeah, or 7. I don't know. Yeah, it'd have to be 7, because in 2003 I said he was 8, so he'd be 7 years older than me. Okay, yeah. That all really makes sense. It all really does. Alright. But yeah, Brute the Death had a interesting life. Now, More Than Tough, it was just a wrestler, Doesn't really have any kind of backstory. He's just kind of, he grew up in Florida. He's half Samoan. And yeah, that's really it. That is his character biography. He grew up in Florida. He's half Samoan. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's any other characters. Smith Lee, okay. Smith Lee has been in jail several times for robbing banks, for stealing people's purses, for arson. He's done a bunch of crimes around that scale. He's never been to prison, because he's never done anything too bad. But yeah, he's done some robbings and whatever. And also, he is very, very skilled. He has skills. He's a black belt in karate. He is a yellow in jiu-jitsu. And yeah, that is about it. The man has some little bit of training. I think yellow is the second belt you get in jiu-jitsu too. So he's not too trained in that, but he's kind of trained. He's kind of trained. I'm gonna actually look that up now. Jiu-jitsu belts. Okay, it starts off as white, gray, then yellow, orange, green. Okay. Yeah, so yellow is the third one. Yellow is the third one. Cool. Yeah, so my man Smith Lee, he just has a little bit of training in jiu-jitsu, but in karate, the man is a black belt. So, you couldn't really handle him in a fight. I mean, maybe you could handle him in a fight. Maybe I'm entirely wrong, and he's just such, a wreck. Maybe his jiu-jitsu background just isn't good enough. That could easily be the case. But anyway, I have talked about quite a few characters today. Did I talk about the King of Stuff? I have not. There's already a perfectly good video on my Xanzone channel that really talks about him. And you can go find that. Find out the greatness of the King of Stuff. One of the great characters I've invented that I did kill off. And I thought the King of Stuff was one of the good ones. One of the better ones. But anyway, thanks for watching. And see you next podcast. And next podcast, what was I doing next podcast? Just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now what I'm doing next podcast. Just so there's no surprises. Next podcast, I'm doing ASMR. The thing I've been wanting to do this whole entire time. Anyway, thank you and goodbye.